Good afternoon, average engineers. I just wanted to do a quick video and to talk about something that kind of blew up on the internet that I posted on both LinkedIn and Reddit. And I think there's things that we can talk about that are interesting about that, and then also talk about some engineering concepts that kind of relate to this topic. So if you don't know, I'm a Databricks user. I've used their stuff for a long time. I think they're probably the best data platform out there without a question. This week they sent an email that was kind of not easy to see. It's not linked on their website anywhere very much, but basically sent an email to all Databricks users saying the end of life for standard tier workspaces. And basically the email saying Databricks has announced the end of life for standard tier workspaces. They have until October 2025 to upgrade to premium or enterprise tier, which is basically Unity Catalog. And yeah, starting immediately, you can only have premium or enterprise. It's very interesting. They give a link to say, refer to the pricing page to assess how this upgrade might impact your bill. There's probably a lot of complexity to it when companies do this. They're not dumb. Databricks knows what they're doing. They're doing it to make more money. It's obvious. Of course they would. I'm sure they messed around with some of the features and mixed it around. But today, if you go look at what it costs to run a standard job on Databricks, it's about 15 cents per DBU hour. And that price on premium enterprise Unity catalogs like 30 cents. So they basically doubled the cost. And of course, people can argue back and forth all day about total cost of ownership, this, that, and the other thing. I mean, the point is these companies don't do this stuff for free. Of course, they're for profit. So they're not like handing something out for free. As some people try to make that sound, of course, they want to make more money. The price of something is going to double. Standard tier has basically been no Unity Catalog. All the development Databricks has been doing has been towards Unity Catalog, and the features, all the features they release, ML stuff, LLM stuff, it's all, you need the premium account. You need to have that Unity Catalog to be able to use those features. So I just want to talk about, I posted this on LinkedIn first, just saying, hey, longtime Databricks user, I've seen this train coming. You know, your job cost is going to double overnight. How does that make you feel? I even added a comment about, yeah, you'll probably get people saying, oh, you get all these other features, you get all this special stuff. It's a great price. The total cost of ownership. It's like, yeah, right. Can you really say out loud that like your bottom line bill, your bill's going to double overnight for some people and that's better for you? I mean, that's just silly. I posted on LinkedIn, got a decent amount of, traction, a couple thousand, 5,000 views, people checking things out. Then I went ahead and posted on Reddit and it really blew up. I basically posted the same thing. I mean, I was probably a little bit more facetious than I usually am. At the last sentence on that Reddit post, I said, I still say it's the beginning of a new era of corporate Databricks. Bow before us and bring your tribute. I mean, I've kind of seen this over a while as a Databricks fan, Databricks user. They still do a lot of open source stuff with Delta Lake, even some of their new LLM models that they open sourced. But I've heard this complaint for other people. They're definitely started out very developer friendly, just kind of letting you use the platform. You could interact with other tools really easy, just being a Spark and Delta Lake, both those being open source. It was really easy to build integrated pipelines with Databricks. With the change to Unity Catalog and focus on that, yeah, it's getting locked down a little bit. Unity Catalog doesn't play very nicely with things on the outside, if that makes sense. They are kind of building up some walls around it. And this move to get rid of standard tier and move to basically you have to use Unity Catalog, of course it makes sense from their viewpoint, but yeah, it's going to hurt a lot of people, a lot of smaller companies. It kind of blew up on Reddit for sure. I mean, it got 318 upvotes, 188 comments. That's pretty good for the data engineering subreddit. I mean, it definitely hit a spot, which is kind of what I was thinking to do, just kind of make people think about things when they happen. Of course, there's two sides to every story. You've got some people saying, well, of course they're going to do it. Their Databricks are for profit. Why wouldn't they? One of the favorite comments, probably the most popular comment on that article was, can't wait for a DBX, Databricks sales engineer to show up in here and actually explain why this is actually amazing, which is kind of the whole point of me posting it. It was kind of being facetious about it. But I want to take a step back and talk about something generally as data engineers that we should watch out for in the long run, and that's vendor lock-in. It's a real thing. People talk about it. People say, oh, you can't avoid it. But I really think it's something you should pay attention to. This is a great example of why you should pay attention to it. There's probably a lot of smaller companies on the standard tier, and their cost is going to go up a ton, if not double. I mean, that's a big deal for a lot of people. As engineers, we need to think about vendor lock-in. We need to think about the pipelines we're designing them, how we're designing them, and we need to own the fact if we're designing systems in such a way, we get locked into a vendor and it's very tight and it's going to be hard to back out of because you've got all these systems and things built on top of this system. And slowly over time, the tool morphs, they build up walls around it, and you wake up one day and you've got astronomical cost and you can't do anything about it. I mean, this is not new for a lot of data engineers who move around. People have been complaining about Snowflake and Snowflake rising costs and things like that for a long time. So this is definitely not a new topic, but it's a good reminder for engineers that I don't care what any vendor says or how beautiful they look on the outside, shiny, clean, look at us, come use us. That's all fine and great, and we should do that, but we should also weigh the fact when we're designing these data pipelines and platforms that there is a dark side to this. Things can change overnight. This is proof of it. This is proof that things can change for the worse right away. I mean, for people that are already on Unity Catalog, it's not a big deal. It doesn't affect them. I guarantee there's tons of companies that this is going to affect. It is going to double their costs. All of a sudden, they have to take on a migration project because their account's going away. They got to move to a new technology with Unity Catalog. And by the way, I have done a Unity Catalog migration from standard to Unity Catalog, and it wasn't nothing. It's not button click. Sure, they'll tell you it's button click. It's not. It took multiple sprints, multiple engineers, and a lot of work to make that happen. That's not free. And that doesn't even include the cost increase of just your DBU per hour. What you pay per hour to run your jobs is going to double. Okay? So there's two sets of costs there, and it's not free, and people need to recognize that. Engineers need to think about that when they're designing systems and locking them themselves into vendors, because people look at Databricks and say, you know, Delta Lake, Spark, or open source can't be that big a deal. I'm going to do it. This is a perfect example that if you're not paying attention, you can get bit in the butt pretty easily. All that to say, you guys, just the point is hold people at arm's length, hold companies at arm's length. I know we can all get to be fans of certain things. I'm a big fan of Databricks and Delta Lake. I have written about their stuff and positively many times, hundreds of times over the last years on my blogs and newsletters. But this is just a good reminder that there are companies and that you need to be careful about what you do and how you design things, because things can take a turn for the worse quick. They can swap, prices go up, things go away. You just need to think about these things. These are real issues that engineers should think about. Do I love Databricks? Yes. Will I keep using them? Yes. They make awesome products. In my opinion, the best products on the market out there as far as data lakes, things like that. Unity Catalog's awesome, but this was not a cool move.